Welcome to the New England Business Alliance podcast. Connect your business with the right resources.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. I always had a lot of questions about solar. I mean, no one likes paying their electric bill. So I brought on Jeannie Assante, an expert in residential solar, and I have a lot of questions for her. Jeannie, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, Merrill, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm up in New York. How does solar work in the north as opposed to, say, like Arizona or someplace where there's a lot of sun? Can solar actually make a difference in the Northeast?
It can, and it works the same whether it's in the Northeast or in the West or in the South. It doesn't really matter where you're located physically, because what we do is we take the year's worth of energy use and we figure out how much energy can be produced, how many panels you need to produce that energy, and then we just go forward from there.
If someone calls and say, "Hi, I want solar power," I'm assuming there's a process to see if determining if solar is a viable option.
What we do right off the bat is I take a look at your house through Google Earth and I see the positioning of your home and your roof. And I also get to see the size with a pretty good accuracy about maybe 95% of what the size of your roof is. That will let me know how many panels I can fit on your roof, and that'll determine how much energy I can produce or that the panels can produce on your roof. Then we look at your energy bill and we say, okay, this is how much energy you need to sustain your home for the year. And then we do the calculating numbers to see what fits and what works and how much energy we can produce to compare to what you use. We call that percentage, and we kind of go from there.
Interesting. Now, do the solar panels have to be placed on the roof?
They do not have to be placed on the roof. You can do what we call a ground mount, or we can put it on another structure. We can build a structure if you'd like. That's called solar farming. But you do have to have a lot of land for that because it does have to be a good distance from the structure when it's done that way. And you have to do trenching. So you have to be willing to go through, deal with that as well.
So you can do it, but it's not all that simple. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what if the client's roof is old? I got a 20-year-old roof. Do I need to replace the roof before you put on panels?
So that's what I do later on is I'll put a boot on what I call a boot on the roof when I send someone to your house so that he can actually look at your roof and assess it and make sure that it is going to last throughout the years. The last phone call I want to get is, Jeannie, I need a new roof. We have to take these panels off and put it back on because that can cost a lot of money and that's not something I want to pass along to the customer.
Interesting. So what do you do if the roof is old? Should I replace the roof first before you come?
I generally recommend that you do that if for some reason you don't want to do it. And I can include it in the project, by the way, so you don't have to pay for it right off the bat, which is a good thing.
Oh, okay. So as part of the package, you can say, okay, here are the panels and here's the cost of having your roof done.
Correct. I can do that. And what happens at that point is, if you decide that you don't want the roof, I decide that the project may not be something that's good for you.
Okay, yeah, no, especially if the roof needs to be replaced in 2 or 3 years. Nope, that makes a lot of sense.
Correct.
Now, if it's new construction, do you actually work with the architects and the like to determine the best placement for solar?
So if you have a new construction building, I do recommend that you talk to your architect and let him know that you want to put solar on your home because this way he'll position the roof in the right position so that we don't have to build a structure to get the maximum production off your roof. Yes.
How do you calculate exactly what I need? Is it just purely square footage? Is it I have 12 teenagers living here and they're all live streaming video? How do you determine the right kind of the package, so to speak?
Good question. I love that question. A lot of people ask me that question, and I'm going to say to you that it's not square footage. If anyone says to you that it's square footage, I'm sorry to say they're not really sure what they're doing. It is about the people that live in the home. You and I can have identical homes and have vast difference on energy use. You could have, like you said, 12 children who are home on their iPads, playing their games, whatever it is that they're doing. You could have a TV in each room. You could have 2 kitchens. You could have 4 washer and dryers because you have so many children, so it's just really all about the usage. You could be someone that never shuts off their lights. You could be someone that shuts off their lights all the time. So, for instance, my house is an attached home to someone else. They are a couple next door that live and are home all the time. Their usage is about 13,000 a year. I'm a single person, very rarely home, really pretty much to do my Zooms and that kind of stuff. And so I use about 8,000 a year. Vast difference in usage, same exact square footage, same exact appliances, same exact, not furniture, but placement. Everything is pretty much the same, except one is home all the time and one is not. So the usage vast difference in what we use it for.
Okay, so I get solar. Does that mean I'm off the grid and never have to deal with the power company again?
Oh, I'm sorry to say that's such a huge misconception. It would be wonderful, but no, it does not work that way. There are batteries that we can make you completely off the grid, but you don't want to do that. And for a couple of reasons, you don't want to do that. One, you have to replace the batteries every 5 to 7 years, and they're very pricey.
Okay, so I'm still going to get an electric bill from the electric company. Hopefully it'll be lower, but can I sell them any excess energy I generate?
Most energy companies don't do that because it's not conducive for the customer. They're not happy. If you're paying 10 cents a kilowatt, maybe they'll pay you two. And so you're losing right off the top. But what they do is they have a energy bank for you that never goes away until you change the owner of that energy bill or you sell your home. So let's say you have 10,000 extra energy kilowatts, and for some reason you decide that you're going to either rent your home or that you're going to have extra company or you're going to light up the neighborhood Christmas time. You don't have to worry about the energy bill becoming crazy over because you're using more energy. You have that excess energy in the bank waiting for you. So that they'll do for you.
Okay. What happens if there's a blackout? Do I still have power?
So if you have a brownout, you will probably still have power. You won't know. Your lights won't be flickering when you get home, right? The clocks and all that kind of stuff. But a total blackout, yes, you are still out. It's like a bank account, right? You can go into your bank and they can say, listen, Merrill, I know that you have tons of money in here, but my machine is not working. So I can't tell you how much you have. So therefore, I can't give you any of it.
Okay, so if you want to have your house blackout proof, you need a generator as well as solar.
You would like to have a generator. And there are solar generators, by the way. So it would make a huge positive impact in your life to get that.
Interesting. Now, I put the panels on the roof. How long do they last? Do I have to switch them out every 5 years, 50 years? What's the general lifespan of a solar panel?
General lifespan of a solar panel is about 20 to 25 years. 20 years is very good. Like it's just giving you all the energy you need, very low depreciation.
Mhm.
20 to 25 years is when you start seeing a major depreciation.
Interesting. Well, what about maintenance? Do I have to have a maintenance contract with you guys and you come up once a year to check the panels, or is it set it and forget it?
So we give you an app which you're able to watch as soon as you become our partner, and you're looking at it because you can tell when something's not right. Right, your app tells you. You could set up alarms, all that kind of stuff to tell you the energy isn't working the way it should, or you end up with an energy bill which you never did before. So that'll also set off an alarm for you. I'm not going to get that energy bill, so I'm not going to know and I'm not going to see it. Right. But what happens at that point is with that app, it'll tell you how much you're using, how much you're getting, and it'll also give you the ability to make sure that you have enough energy. As far as a contract, there are contracts out there, maintenance contracts. Uh, my personal opinion, I think that you're wasting your money getting that because there's really no maintenance to do. The rain washes them away, so you don't need to worry about cleaning them.
Mhm.
You don't need if something's wrong, you're already covered bumper to bumper for 25 years. So you really don't need a maintenance contract if anything goes awry. And the wiring is included in that, and the inverters are included in that as well.
Okay, so if squirrels nibble through the cable and something goes wrong, is it under warranty?
So that is not under warranty, but I do insist and I include in my contracts animal guards so that they cannot get to it and they cannot, destroy your wires and then you got to worry about having that problem.
Now, one of the things I'm just curious on what I need to do versus what you need to do when we're setting up to do solar. Uh, do I need to check local regulations, homeowners, HOAs, to see maybe my area, for whatever reason, doesn't allow solar? Is that something I need to do, or is that something you do?
Well, we kind of do that together. You know your homeowners association if you have one, and I do ask if you have one. And if you do have one, I ask you to please check with them to make sure that solar is not an issue. Generally, you'll know if it's not or not, if it is or isn't, because people already will have it in your area. If it's okay, find out if you have to fill out any paperwork, that kind of stuff, and those things we fill out for you. As far as the local laws, I take care of all that. You
Mhm.
don't need to worry about that as far as filings and permitting, and
Oh, so you'll take care of the permits too?
I take care of everything. The only thing you have to agree to are a couple of things.
Mhm.
One, that you come to the appointment when we make one, right? And that you bring the items that I ask, i.e., your energy bill, if your homeowners association name, anything that I ask you for in the beginning.
Mhm.
A second, that you're truthful with me. Because if you're not, it's really challenging to work with someone that's just not being forthcoming. If I'm forthcoming with you, I expect that back. And three, really that just we kind of work together, that you're there when it comes time to the install, that you make an appointment with my installation team and that you keep it. Understand that things happen. I get it, emergencies and whatnot and all that. That happens on my end as well. But know that, usually when we make an appointment, it's really pretty much set in. And I don't like writing them in pencil. I write it in pen. So you are a must do for me. And I want that same courtesy back.
Will this affect my homeowner's insurance anyway? Will my premiums go up?
I haven't had anyone with their premiums go up, and I've been doing this for over 20 years. So I'm going to say that it doesn't, unless you have an insurance company I've never dealt with before. But it will affect your homeowner's insurance if you don't tell them. Because if you do any improvement on your home and or work on your home and or addition on your home, you have to tell your insurance company. It's in the guidelines so that they know it's there and they can't say to you, I didn't know you did that, so we're not covering you. So it's for your safety more than
Okay, so
anything.
you'll take care of the permits and whatnot. I need to call the insurance company.
After it gets installed, it's a great idea.
Okay, excellent. Now, when you're putting everything together, will you show me okay, you're going to need this many panels and this many things, and this is a drawing of what it's going to look like.
100%. I show
Okay,
you.
so
Yeah,
once it's up, I have no right to complain because I know exactly what I'm getting when I go in there.
100%.
What if we get the new roof, put everything up, and 2 years later there's a heavy rainstorm and my roof is leaking?
Well, you will have coverage for almost 10 years on leaking a roof, which is going to happen right away, right? That's a personal thing that I do myself for my installers. But that's going to happen right away. If it starts raining and you get a major rainstorm and it doesn't leak right away, I would venture to believe that any kind of leakage you get after that would have nothing to do with the solar, because that would happen pretty much almost immediately.
What happens when I sell my house? Is solar a benefit? Will it add to the value of my house? Will it detract? Because some people going, oh, what are those horrible things on the roof? Have you spoken to real estate agents on how selling a house with solar is any different from selling any other house?
It's not any different than selling any other house. It's all about the real estate agent educating themselves so that they know what they have in their market. So I'm going to equate it to a pool. If you were selling me a home, I would tell you right off the bat that I don't want a pool. That's just my thing. I don't want to. I don't want to deal with the negative impact of a pool. I don't want to deal with taking care of it, maintaining it, and I don't swim. So guess what? A pool does nothing for me, right? But if you say to me, I want a pool, then of course you want to show it to me. But if you take me to a home that has a pool and I told you I didn't want one, that's a problem, right? Same concept with the panels. If someone says to you, they're so out there right now that everybody knows about them. So if I want a home and I don't want panels on them, and I tell my real estate agent that, and she takes me to a home with a panel, bad on her or him, right? So it's not any different than any other asset in the home. It's just a matter of the real estate agent educating themselves so that they know what they're
Okay.
consuming.
So if it's valuable for people who are looking for solar, because all the work is done, it's there.
That's right. So you get someone like me who wants solar on their home. I don't have to think, is it going to work? What's the installation? I don't have to go through the permitting. I don't have to do anything but just walk in the house, turn on my lights, and live my day.
Okay, because I know when it comes to solar, you have options. You can either buy everything outright or you can lease.
Yep.
Now, when selling a house, what is going to be the difference of selling a house with panels that you've bought versus panels that you've leased?
Well, when you're leasing the panels, you want to be able to have a buyer that will be able to take over the lease. But if they pass the mortgage to buy the house, they're going to pass the leasing qualifications and they're going to be fine. And what happens is it just gets transferred over to the new homeowner. Easy peasy. That gets done at the closing table. Does not get done before that. You can do it after, but you really should do it at the closing table because, God forbid, the house doesn't close for some reason. Now you got a lease under your name and you don't own the house, right? Buying it, well, guess what? You own it. If you have a loan on it, you can add the remainder of the loan on the price of the home and have that paid off at the time of closing, so you don't have to worry about that. And or you could just pay it out of your proceeds. That's totally up to you.
How do I deal with it if the original owner bought it from you and now I have the house and don't really know a lot about care and feeding of solar panels? So can we start a relationship that way?
So, luckily, I love educating people.
Mhm.
And so giving me a call and asking me questions, it's in my wheelhouse. I totally love doing that. I love building relationships. I love starting relationships. I love keeping relationships. So yes, most certainly you can call me. Most certainly I'd be more than willing to answer any question.
So if I was selling a house with solar panels, I'd note in the closing, any question about the solar panels? Here's Jeannie Assante's contact information. Talk to her with any questions.
Absolutely. And the one good thing about me is I have the same phone number from the day one that I started till today. And hopefully
Excellent.
tomorrow as well.
Very cool. Okay, I just bought a house that has solar panels. They were put on 18 years ago. I'm probably going to call you to say, when should they be replaced? And since we probably put the roof on when we got the panels, I'm going to need a new everything. So, when is the best time to call you when I'm starting to think about replacing?
Right away, when as soon as you purchase a house, especially at that age, and the reason for that is I want to assess, what the energy is for being produced at that point. At
Hmm?
18 years, you're kind of like on a corner, right? So I want to assess it for you to make sure that it's going to fit for your family, and then we can kind of work forward from there.
No, that triggered a good question. I got solar when I had the 12 kids and they're all doing schoolwork and streaming Lord of the Rings and whatever. 18 years goes by. All the kids have moved out. It's just my husband and I. We're not using nearly as much electrical. Can you downsize your solar panels or do you just leave them up?
So that's an excellent question. I wouldn't downsize it. I would just keep it going and just bank the energy. You never know when you need it down the road, right? That family that went away might come back quadruple the size and stay for extended. Yeah, yeah, stay for an extended time, and you won't have to worry about incurring an energy bill because they're with you. I can't tell you how many times kids move back in with their own kids, and then you're like, "Whoops, la la la! I totally forgot what this was all about." Right? Two, you can when you sell your home, you'll have a home that a ready-made family is probably gonna move into, and they're gonna need that energy. So it'll make it a better value for the people that are moving in. And three, you're not gonna get any money back for the panels. It's not gonna be advantageous or plus for you.
Mhm.
And I think it's gonna cost you a lot of money to reset that whole system, and it's just not gonna be worth it for you. It's better off just leave it alone.
Okay, on the flip side, first time homeowners, they get their house, they don't do a lot of electrical, they have a couple of solar panels, and as things happen, they start having kids and the family starts growing, so their electric needs go up. Can you guys come back and add more panels as our needs grow?
If you lease, that cannot happen. But if you purchase, yes, it can happen.
Mhm.
And it depends also if you have enough room left on your roof. But
Right,
yes,
so if you only started with, like, 1 or 2 panels, but still have a big roof, you can "Okay, our needs have grown, we need to add more power."
correct. Yes, you can.
Okay, excellent. Now I buy a house with solar on it, but the original owner didn't get didn't get it from your team. How would you deal with that if, like, the roof is old, the solar panels are old, but they came from Acme Solar. like a lot of solar companies, they're not there anymore and they got bought out and got bought out and got bought out. What can you offer me?
So I would offer you the same thing I would offer even someone who was my client. I can offer taking the panels off and disposing of them for you, putting up a new system, reassessing you, and so on and so forth, so that it does fit for you. I can't offer a maintenance, and I can't offer the bumper-to-bumper warranty.
Well, of course not, because it's
Right.
not your products, but okay.
Right, but I can offer it on the new.
Okay, nice. Well, as I mentioned, there's a lot of solar companies out there, and a lot of them seem to be fly by night, and then somebody else buys them, and somebody else buys them. So if there's a lease on solar, it's a nightmare trying to figure out who had the lease because the original company got bought out by 12 other companies. How long has your company been around?
So I've been in the solar business for almost 25 years. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying that number. So it's been a very long time. And again, I have the same phone number that I started with. Tomorrow, I'm going to have the same phone number as today. And hopefully, unless the phone company decides to take it away from me for some reason, I plan on having the same phone number for years to come. So,
So
not
your
a problem.
company has been around for a while. It's not one of these little, hey, let's make some money doing solar. Hey, we didn't think so. I'm going to go milk cows now. So it's you've got a history, and you will be around. You have been around for 25 years. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you don't want me milking a cow, but I will. I will definitely be around for a very long time to come, and I'm actually hoping that one of my children take over the business, so I'll still be available even after that.
Excellent. So again, there's 80 gazillion solar companies out there. Why should I call you?
Why me and not another company? Because you want to have someone that's going to be on your side no matter what. You want to have someone that's going to tell you what it is, even if it's not something you want to hear. You want to have someone that is going to be around when something goes awry, not just when everything is great. You want to have someone that is going to be here for the longevity of the project, not just until they get paid.
Excellent. That's so important these days. It's customer service, someone who answers the phone. There's so many businesses out there that you just can't reach. And you get a human being. You get you.
I have a machine to answer my calls because if I'm with someone, like right now, I'm speaking with you, I'm not going to answer my phone. But I have what they call a 24-hour turnaround. So within 24 hours, I'm going to call you. If you text me, it's even better because then I get to see your question and I am answering you back with a response.
Wonderful. So how do people reach out to you? What's your contact information?
Best way to reach out to me is by phone, 718-873-4242. That is my personal cell that I always have right by me. So if anything should go awry, that's the same number my children call me when they need me. You're going to get me.
Excellent. Now, that means you're in the Northeast. If I'm in California or Florida or Wisconsin, can you still help me?
I can. I can reach across all 50 states. It's one of the things I pride myself on, that there is nothing or nowhere that I can go except for outer space.
And that doesn't really need a lot of extra sunlight. Dark side of the moon, perhaps.
Maybe. You
It
never know.
was such a pleasure chatting with you. Anything else to close with?
I do appreciate being here with you today, Merrill, and I appreciate the idea of doing this podcast, and I appreciate anyone who's listening to it and wishes to reach out to me. Again, 718-873-4242. Love educating people.
Wonderful.
Educated together.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and this has been really interesting. Have a great week.
Thank you, Merrill. You too.
Thanks for joining us for the New England Business Alliance podcast. Join us next time for more business resources.